Hi, and welcome to another exciting episode of House of Magic. I'm Eric.
And I'm Cassie, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about the magic community and their inclusiveness, or maybe lack thereof, specifically towards women or others or new people. Recently, Daniel Fournier, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say your last name, but I'm going to go the French way, Fournier.
No, that sounds...
posted an article on his blog, Men and Magic, and it's called Building Community, in which he talks about basically the lack of women in Magic. He talks about Grand Prix and Pro Tours and how maybe at Pro Tours you're going to have 1 to 2 women playing in the entire thing, and that it's really hard to get a diverse highlight table when everyone is a man. I mean, of course you can do diversity in other ways, but this was the point that he was making in his article. And I've been thinking about doing this video for a while, and that's because a week ago I was attending a standard showdown, one of the many shops that we have attended here in Dallas-Fort Worth area. I'll say that we've gone to multiple shops. Some of them we've mentioned in our videos, others we haven't. This is not one that we've mentioned in our videos at all. And I felt comfortable going alone. Eric does evening classes, so he was in class this whole time, and I decided it's going to be okay going alone. I've met these people. I like the staff. The people we've played against have been very friendly. It's going to be okay.
Yeah, and usually the shops, the staff is a key part of where or not we're going to go back. Because the staff is just uninterested or just always in a hustle and bustle, and they really don't have to be. What's the point of where you're going? Because that's the type of customer service you can get. But we've always gotten, I think, phenomenal customer service. Oh,
I love this shop. And that's the thing, is I absolutely loved that shop. And that's why I felt comfortable going there for standard showdown.
And they have female employees and stuff, but
I've been there before, so I decided I'd get there early, I pay for my standard showdown, I pull out my deck, I played with my deck a bit, got some snacks, and then I decided, okay, well, I don't recognize a lot of these people, so I'm going to go around and just kind of introduce myself, get to know myself. We're still fairly new, so it's not uncommon for me not to know people.
Yeah.
And I have no problem going up and speaking to strangers. I have no problem making new friends when I'm surrounded by people I don't know. It's something I do day to day. I speak with people daily just at work. And hopefully if you've watched my Retropalooza video, everyone in that video started as a stranger. And most of those interviews were recorded within 24 hours of us actually meeting those people.
Actually, Retropalooza we did a quick walk around. We filmed immediately.
So, I mean, a lot of that was just me meeting people for 5 or 10 minutes and then going around with a camera.
Well, you're kind of a social butterfly when you want to be.
When I want to be, which isn't always.
No.
But at this point I did. And so I went to places where there were groups of people, kind of crowded, watching people play, making commentary, thinking, hey, this is an open environment. They are in a big crowd. It's not like I'm getting into a one-on-one situation. It's not like I'm interrupting something. This seems like a good place to go introduce myself. I introduce myself. I usually try to make some jokes. They're usually bad jokes, but I'm okay with you not laughing or groaning at that. Like, it's not a big deal.
But there are jokes to where you'll get a sympathy laugh like you do of mine.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not great, but they're...
Or at least I try to stick on topic, like these guys are talking about, oh, they're watching a few friends play and they're like, dude, do you even know your deck? Like, look at all these triggers you missed. And I'm like, oh my God, that's literally me every time I play with my husband. No, I feel that's a good way to get into the conversation. These gentlemen, I swear to God, they stopped, they looked at me, and they gave me the look like basically I had 3 heads. Like, I was like, do I have spinach in my teeth? Do I smell bad? Why are you looking me in this manner?
When did you eat spinach?
I never eat spinach.
Then why would you have spinach in your teeth?
Exactly. That must be bad spinach. And I actually felt really uncomfortable. I ended up going back to my seat, and that happened twice with different groups and stuff. I'm sure a lot of people will say that's probably a you problem. I don't think it is. It's something that I've done multiple times, and I've not gotten this kind of response since I was in high school going to religious dances.
Well, even when we go on Saturdays for drafting at this particular place, pretty much the only other female that's there on a regular basis usually sits by herself. And she's an older female and stuff, but...
She goes with her husband.
But I've never seen her husband.
He's there, she just doesn't really claim him.
Oh, kind of like you. but then you get mad when I don't sit next to you. But I mean, it's I just don't understand it. Why? I mean, just as humans in general, why would you just shun somebody just because you don't know them?
And I'm going to be honest, if I was not, doing this channel, comfortable with who I am, and wanting to really play the standard showdown, I was uncomfortable enough that I would have gotten up and left. I felt ostracized. I felt unwelcome. It was a negative situation. And one of the things that Daniel mentions in his article is the, how does he refer to it? Girlfriendification of women. She's so-and-so's girlfriend. She's so-and-so's SO. I get referred to as Eric's wife.
That can be a video for another time, I guess.
But at the same time, yes, I'm Eric's wife, and I'm very proud to be Eric's wife, and that's fine.
Yay.
And I am Eric's wife, and that's fine, but I'm more than that. Like, when we go to Magic, I don't classify myself with him. I'm there with him, we're there together, and I will certainly razz him and give him shit all day, every day.
She has no problem killing me either. Which is sad. You should let your husband win at least one match.
Yeah, well, engagement. But, I consider myself really good at Limited. He's more of the deck builder. He loves Commander and Standard. I love drafting. I love Limited. Limited's something that I feel I excel at.
You're far more better at drafting Limited than I am. And building decks out of nothing.
It's just, but
when it comes to that.
Everyone knows me there as Eric's wife, and it was very interesting for me for the first time at this shop that I've been to before to compare the one time that I was there alone versus the time I've been with him every other time. The amount of friendliness just declined so much because, as far as I know, I don't think it was a hugely different group. I think it's because I was there as a woman alone. For the most part, that evening there were between 40 and 60 people. Less than 1/12 of them were women. And most of them, the other women, all but maybe one, were there with their significant others. Many women were there watching their significant others play and not playing because they don't do Magic. That's fine, that's your right. I don't recommend getting into it. I don't either. But that's the thing is, I felt so uncomfortable. And then I wanted to do a video about it over and over, but I didn't want to make this shop look bad. We're not going to mention the shop because I love this shop. We went back to this shop on Sunday to draft and stuff. I love this shop, but this was a bad experience. And it's not my first bad experience in Magic as a woman, and it won't be my last. Hell, I played against a guy like I mentioned before at an Open who said, it's so weird to play against a woman. Gosh, I wish my wife would do this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, why doesn't she? And it's because we don't feel invited.
In fact, that's exactly what he said. She doesn't feel welcomed.
I mean, so many times I see on Instagram, I'm having my boys' night and that means drafting. And I'm like, why can't your wife be involved in drafting? Why not have a date night of drafting? In this article, Daniel does go on to discuss language. Personally, as a woman, and as a woman with a lot of female friends, I don't have a problem with language, and most of my lady friends don't either. As long as you're not being derogatory to us, you can use whatever swear term you want, and we're not going to get offended.
Well,
we're probably going to beat you.
You're usually saying it.
I'm usually the one saying it.
But you're also not just because you do doesn't mean everybody else does it. And just like some guys get offended with swear language, but at the same time, you're a fucking adult. Grow the fuck up.
But I will...
If you really get offended that easily, don't go out in public because
I will
it's
agree
a public space.
Daniel's conversation about the term rape in Magic. Sexual harassment is a huge deal right now, and normalizing it is not the way to go. We don't want to make rape to be a normal thing, or we don't want to make rape a not big deal. I think that we always have to realize that's a huge deal, and it's not something we joke about. It's not something that we try to diminish the meaning of. You
don't want people to become numb to it to where it becomes an everyday thing.
Don't say that you got mana raped. Say you got mana screwed. Say your mana rubbed. Just leave certain terms out. Definitely watch your language because you never know the experiences of the person who's next to you.
My fear is I just get man fucked.
And that's fine. I enjoy fucking. I just don't enjoy rape.
Yeah.
Mana flooded is a thing, but just do be aware that you don't know the person across from you. You don't know who you're playing, and you don't know what you might trigger by saying something that might be a little insensitive. Besides that, language isn't a big deal. It's all about openness. I don't know if it's because Magic players are scared of women or don't know how to interact with women. I'm not an expert, and I can't say one way or the other. A lot of Magic players are single men.
Well, and to be quite honest, men don't know how to react or correspond with women in general.
True.
Even the ones that are married. I mean, but there's absolutely no reason why you can't be cordial, even if you don't like somebody. Even if somebody that say you know her and she's a bitch or whatever for whatever reason, you can still say hi. You can still say, hey, what's going on, and then go on about your business.
I think the important thing is openness, though. I think the important thing is recognizing that new person, recognizing those social cues of that person who is unsure what they're doing or why they're there, recognizing those cues of someone who is nervous or someone who is lost or someone who is confused. If you see a new face, say hello, welcome them in. And I'm not just talking about women, I'm talking about all new Magic players. If I had been a man, I still would have left that shop the way that they treated me. I still wouldn't want to play Magic. I still would think Magic players were a bunch of jerks after that situation.
I think us as a couple, even just if we're by ourselves, for us right now it's kind of hard because we're new, so we don't know who's new and who's old and stuff. But if we see somebody kind of that's out, doesn't sound like they're being welcome, man, we always try to go and say, hey, how you doing? How long you been playing? When'd you start? And usually people, they won't give you months or years. They'll give you what block they started in because that's about all they remember.
Let's be honest, you guys. We are Magic players. We are not cool dudes. We are not jocks. And we are certainly not going to, disallow people from fucking sitting at our table. So let's take our egos and bring them down a bit and realize that we are here to have fun. At the end of the day, Magic is nothing more than a game. And if you want to keep playing that game, you need to have people to play it against. So I don't care how cool your clique is. I don't care how tight your clique is. If you're at a local gaming shop on a day where they're holding a big event such as Standard Showdown, Friday Night Magic, or an advertised draft, there is no room for
being a dick.
Being in a clique. There is no room for you to exclude people from your group. There's nothing more important than you making someone else feel better. Smile, introduce yourself, ask them to take a seat, ask them what they're playing. Just talk to them. Have the same conversation that you would have in a casual game without the cards happening. And I think the most important thing, don't make it a boys' night. Don't make it a masculine thing. Feel free to, but also, do not make the female feel like a freak. Do not stare at female. Do not say, oh my god, a female at a card shop. And certainly don't say, how long have you been playing as a woman or anything. Or do not ask where her boyfriend is. Or who her boyfriend is.
Well, maybe they're trying to pick her up. Maybe that's their pickup line. It's a crappy one.
That's not the way to do it.
But
don't do it.
You're
don't
talking
make
about
her feel
socially
ostracized for
people.
being a female here. Make her feel welcome. Not her. Make them feel welcome. Make everyone feel welcome.
Don't play blue. I'm so gonna get hurt. No, but yeah.
Just be a good person, you guys. Just please, for the love of God, be a good person. I think that's all I have to say on this topic. I'm a woman, and we've said it before, that's the reason we've made this channel. We want to not only bring into the fact that married couples can play together and still have somewhat of a functional marriage, but that women can play and be independent. I wanted to do this far before Eric became a part of this channel, but I think that it's something that we've done together to make our marriage stronger.
Yeah.
And that's something that we enjoy doing together. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to not play Magic if he's not in the mood.
No, and in fact, I encouraged her to go out because she wanted to go out, and we've been to the shop, and she's always had fun. And it's like, I I got stuff I have to do. Doesn't mean that you can't go do this.
But you know what? Tonight I'm going to Standard Showdown at a different shop, a shop that I felt very comfortable at, a shop that I have been formally accepted into because I am so good at abusing my husband verbally. So I'm going there tonight, and I know it's going to be great. So you know what? That's all that matters. So thanks again for watching. Thanks for coming into our House of Magic for an evening. We have more videos coming up. Just keep clicking that subscribe button, clicking that upvote button, press in the comments. What are your ideas? What do you think we can do to make this better? Or if you're a female player, what have you experienced and what do you think could have changed your experiences for the better? Once again, I've been Cassie. This has been Eric. Like, subscribe, share. Have a great evening.
Bye.